Hey everybody, Monkey Wrench Mike. Today we are going to do something that I have not done in a long time. No, I'm not talking about the duck. I'm not talking about the dog. I'm talking about a fleet update. As you can see, we have all kinds of cars in the back garage here and here and here and more up front. And I've had so many people ask me, what cars do you have left? Are there more to work on? Why are you doing all these bike videos when you could be doing car repair videos? Duck soup, anybody? Can I interest you in some Peking duck, jumbo size, and he's going to do it all day. He follows me around the yard. I guess we bonded. And they don't think that I have any cars to work on, but I do. And today we are going to reintroduce you to some of the cars, and I'll give you updates on the other ones. And yeah, we had some storms come through. All of the cars are dirty, so if you're expecting something nice and clean and shiny, go to the next video. First up, a car we have not talked about in a long time. Yep, this is the 280 SE from Mercedes, known as Janus, and unfortunately Janus has become, I hate to say it, a bit of a shelf, okay? I have so much hope for this car that cost me $500, literally $500. If you have not heard the story on how I acquired this car, well, go back and watch it. It's a great story. Are you going to do this the whole time? Probably so. Anyway, let me show you the problem. I was going to do a separate video with the big reveal. That didn't happen. This duck is under my feet. Look at the red shoes. Maybe she doesn't like the red shoes. This is the issue. This is the straight six, 2.8 liter. This is a crack in the cylinder wall. Remember how much it took for me to get the fuel pumping through the fuel injector? How many videos and how many months it took me to clean all the gunk out? I got it working. I got the car started, and water, when I added water in the radiator, was pouring out the back, and that's why. So if you are an expert on these cars, is this salvageable? Can I put a sleeve in there? I don't want to. I mean, it's not very thick, but unless you can help me source a new engine, I don't know what to do. And don't tell me, oh, just drop an LS into it, or oh, just put a, excuse me, a straight six from a newer Mercedes. All that engineering and the drive shaft and the engine mounts and all of that kind of stuff, I don't want to do. I want this to be kind of original. I mean, it came like this with a 1969 engine. I'd like to find another straight six with the fuel injection, just to have it original, because everything else just looks so good, okay? This car is magnificent, and yes, if you look closely, you can kind of see the ghost in the machine right there, okay? And accordingly, we still have the Bible on the roof. Yep, I was hoping that would drive the evil spirits out of the car, but it hasn't happened just yet. But look at the interior. So this looks new. This is why. And this, I don't know why, it's upside down. That's weird. I have another steering wheel for it. I have better wheels for it. And of course, as you can see, I have all kinds of parts. Still, parts for this car, including a new head gasket. But it's going to take much more than the head gasket to get her back on the road, okay? She's like new. I mean, there's no problems at all except for some rust in one little place. And it's just right on the other side of this, right here. Okay, it is kind of a big deal, but it's nothing that's going to ruin her. Look at this. It looks new. Okay, it has the newer style wheels. I do have steel wheels and covers for them, almost like a dog dish cover, in the matching white, and it's going to be beautiful. Okay, everything about this car is gorgeous. There's not a crack on the wood. All the doors work wonder. Look at this. I mean, look. This thing sat outside for years and years. It was under a tarp for a long time. It was sitting at a public storage place. I put my business card on the windshield, and the owner finally called me, and I love how they do this. I thought that was very cool. But like I said, go back and watch the video on Janus, the haunted 1969 Mercedes. She's a beauty. Well, I lied to you. This is the rat wagon that we just put the accumulators on, okay? How much fun was that? Yeah, it was so much fun. I took the car for a drive. It did fine. It did wonderfully well. And then this happened. That's hydraulic fluid. okay? And this has caused nothing but problems ever since. Okay, 1995 Mercedes E320 Wagon or S124, if you are across the pond, as they say. And the problem, I'll show you, is over here. And please don't hate on my backyard or all the little things that fall from the ground, okay? This is my portable workbench. My loud is F duck. And this is the SLS lever right here, okay? So what had happened was, look right here. I stripped the threads, putting in that hose from the driver's side accumulator into this right here. Okay, so that's where the leak came from. So I had to source another one. Well, I went to the junkyard and guess what I saw? 1999 Mercedes E320 Wagon with the same thing. I got two accumulators that are good. We're going to save those. I got the leveling system right here, which is good. These are all loose and free. Now I just have to remake some brake hose because to get the old one out, I had to snip a couple of the brake lines because I couldn't get them out with a box wrench, I guess is the proper term for it. And this is still stuck in there. Okay, they wouldn't come out. Heat, everything, penetrant, everything. I couldn't get them out. I had to get an actual socket on them to get them out. That's crap. That's good. But that means this guy right here is going to be tied up for a little bit. So I have to buy brake line and everything else. But that's what happened. Unfortunate, but necessary, and very, very common with Mercedes. You always have an issue. And yes, that's a torque converter right there. I don't know why it's sitting out. It's starting to rain, I think. Let's take a look at the Jag. 2005 Jaguar that belongs to my friend Missy. How many of you guys saw the video when Missy and Randy and I went out and saved the S-Type? We got it loaded up. We got it on the trailer. We brought it to Tulsa, and I have been working on this thing ever since. The issue is I need a key, and I need a door, and a fender, and a bumper. You can't program the key that goes to the valet, and that's the only one I have with this. So, I mean, the inside is in pretty good shape. I went and saw Missy today. We're working on the title. Once we can get that and get the VIN inspection, we will move forward on this car. So many people have asked about this. I mean, it's a lowly S-Type that still needs a window regulator. I'll put that up because it's gonna rain. But once she's cleaned up, she'll be great. It's just gonna take a lot of work to get her all cleaned up. But I do still have this one. Missy wants to see it on the channel. She's going to appear on the channel as well as we bring this car back to life, so stay tuned for that. But once again, 2005 V8 Jaguar S-Type that has not been on the road since 2015. We went to the tag agency. Yeah, and that's when it was last on the road. So, yeah, 9 years she's been off the road. But she'll get back. I have faith. Maybe. You know this one? Yep. 1997 Volvo that we just got back on the road, and then we had to push her home. We had lots and lots of problems. I think it's going to be the transmission. Here's a quick look on the inside. I have two half shafts, the axles, the CV joints, and I have two seals for transmission fluid. So that is going to be the next video. Are you going to do this the whole time? Really? Do they make muzzles for ducks? You're being perfect, Lola. You're being perfect. You're being a pain, okay? But I cannot wait to get this drivable again, mostly because I want to use these door handles. I think that just cracks me up. It's in great shape. It really is. I mean, it needs some paint on the top, but everything else is great. Well, it needs tires too. So, the CV joints, the CV axles have arrived. This is a coming video, so please stay tuned for this one. But this car has come such a long way from when I first got her and I opened the hood and all that junk fell out, all the acorns and the nuts and the poop and everything else. It was a hot mess. It was a terrible, terrible hot mess. but I'm looking forward to my time in the Volvo. Actually, the debate going on in my head right now is to keep this car as a parts car or the E320 right there as a parts car. Okay, maybe I could compare the two because they did kind of compete with each other. All right, from the 850, you know, Volvo went to the S70, and basically kind of became the same car. But maybe I should do a video comparing the two. This is much larger. I don't know which is faster though. This might be more comfortable than that one. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Would you like to see a comparison of a 95 Mercedes versus a 97 Volvo? We can make it happen. Well, we're up front now. As you can see, spring is in the air. Look at all these bikes. I'm trying to get them in all different colors. And yes, I have one in pink because I know some little girl is going to love that one. I have a beautiful blue. I've got kind of a matte blue. I've got the forest green. I've got this one, which is in burnt orange. And I have 2 or 3, 4 others coming, including a trike, an electric tricycle. So stay tuned. If you like the bike reviews, thank you. If you don't have to watch them. But I have so much fun writing these things. I really, really do. And they keep the car known as Millie company here in the garage. This was my dad's 1975 MG Midget. This is what he drove every day. It was his daily driver, no AC. During the Oklahoma summers, he would have a suit on going to work, driving this around town, and it is my most prized possession. I've done some videos on this. This is the car that kind of got me involved in restoring cars, and it shows. I mean, I did a rattle can paint job, and if you look very closely, there are some drips. I don't care about that. Also, I haven't ever waxed her. Okay, so there is some rust coming through right here. And I could have done a much better job on the paint, but it looks much better than it did when I got it. All new carpeting. I have a dash mat on there. So many little upgrades on the engine. We'll kind of open that up and give you a quick little peek inside. This is original. This little cover is original. I put the top on myself and did that work myself. I got some new tires put on her. But let me show you the engine, which I think is really, really cool. And there it is. Little bitty 1500 cc engine. I mean, the alternator is like almost half as big as the valve cover right there. But I love this car. I just got her a new battery. I've been driving her almost every day now that the weather is warm enough to, and this car will be with me for a very, very long time. I just think it's fantastic. These things just didn't last. You don't see them very often. I went to the Walmart and I came out and there was a lady looking at this with just love in her eyes. I mean, she thought this was the cutest little thing ever. And it is. It really, really is. Every time I drive it, every time I go put gas in it, somebody says something about this. They want to know what it is, or they owned one back in the day and they love it. It just makes people smile. And that's why I keep it. And it makes me smile because it reminds me of my dad. All right, my all-time favorite car ever, the old W140 Mercedes S-Class. This is a 98 S320, so it's the straight 6 engine. This thing has been bulletproof. It's never left me stranded. I have, how many miles are on this car? 200 and something, 220 something? And it's just been perfect. It is absolutely perfect, except for some body damage. And I have been looking for a silver Mercedes from this era to replace the door. I'm sorry about that. And the fender. Okay, it was like this when I got it. Basically, the story was the couple was driving, they hit a deer and kind of jacked up that part of the car. I got this, I want to say for like 900 bucks. And that's all. I won the auction and it has been the best car ever. Look at the inside. The seats. How old, is this car? 24 years old? If it's a 98, 26 years old? Yeah, and it looks new on the inside. I mean, it's dirty, but I drive it every day. I love it. I got my little monkey in the back. He goes with me everywhere I go. He keeps me happy and he keeps Lola company when she's back in the car with me. Okay, so not much to show you about this one other than lots and lots of love. And I had better wheels on the other one. I had an S500 that was gray. I sold the S500 and I left the better wheels on it because this is more comfortable with the bigger tires. And this thing just cruises and does everything I ask of her. This car, on the other hand, does nothing that I ask of her. Have you seen the video on this? The video where I just kind of washed my hands of all things Mercedes? Yeah, this is the car that has me just rethinking my love for Mercedes. 2005 SLK350 with the engine that is very, very iffy. Yeah, the balance shaft and the little teeth on the sprocket right there wears down. The engines can't really run smoothly. All kinds of problems. This doesn't even match. Okay, it was like this when I got it. This does not match. It was painted from something else, and they did a terrible job. There is a nice little dent right here. The damage from the impact, kaboom, right here. And I have worked so long and so hard on her to bring her back to life. And she fought me every step of the way. And then we finally get her to start, and then she stops, and I can't get her started, okay? I have had the car for so long, and I just haven't driven it very much. Or have I? Guess what? Yeah, she starts now. I actually drove her to the tag agency, and she made it. And I got my VIN inspection, which means I got my blue tag. It's not black tagged anymore, which means I can drive her on the road when she wants to go out on the road, which is rare. But listen to this. Okay, I'm gonna put the microphone right here so you can hear the car. Hopefully she wants to start. If not, I'm gonna kick her. Maybe a whole bunch. All right, do you remember when we did the compression check on her? Yeah, and it was like 90 almost all the way across the board, except for cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I still have low compression. As you can tell, she was fighting me every single turn of the key. And if you're wondering why she finally decided to start, somewhere in this garage, I have a crankshaft sensor. It's on the floor somewhere. I just can't find it. I think all of that work was simply because of a bad crankshaft sensor. I don't know what I did with it. I meant to save it, but I did not. So we know the engine is bad, but we know that it runs and the transmission is good. So how much do I ask for a 2005 Mercedes SLK350 with 200 and, I don't know, 20,000 miles? And a bad engine? It needs a head gasket and probably the heads shaved smooth. All right, let me know what you think about this. But she is alive. She is not well, but she is alive. Last but not least, the car that I drove an hour and a half to go have lunch with my friend Missy. Yeah, this is the wagon that started it all. Another this is a 1995 Mercedes E320 wagon. S124, like I said about the other one. It's not black, it's that graphite black. I got her tinted, and this car has been so good for me. It's raining right now, by the way, so I'm trying to wrap this up very, very quickly. But she made it just fine. I got an old towel. I actually brought a whole bunch of tools with me just in case something went awry and I could lay down on this. I didn't need it. She did perfect. I went to Stillwater, had lunch, and had a really great time, and I made it back in one piece. Yeah, this car has almost 30 1,000 miles on it. I do have this one up for sale. We do have an issue with the seat bolster right there, but the wood is in pretty good condition. It looks beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hate these things right here, but I got to tell you, she did just fine. She needs a wax badly. All of my cars need a nice little wax. And the bumper is a different color. Okay, it came from another car because the bumper that came on this car was all beat up. But look how nice. She did so well today on the highway, cruising at 80, a little over 3,100 RPM, and it didn't cost me a whole lot in gas either. I love this car. I really do. It looks like she took a bullet hole right here. But, so there was an impact. This is Bondo that is cracked, and I don't know how to fix it. So anyway, the next owner can deal with it. Tires are good. All the windows go up and down. Air conditioning works. Heater works. Cruise control works. I think the sunroof works. Wiper works, front and back. And all the lights work except for the third tail light, which is missing. But this car has been very, very fun to own. All right, there you go. Give the people what they want, right? Well, so many people asked me for a fleet update. Now you know what I own. Now you know what I do not own. And I have sold a couple of cars. I've sold some bikes out of necessity. But that's an update. I love these cars. Well, most of them. And I hope to keep some. We will be selling some others. But now you know where we stand, what needs to be fixed on most of the cars, and how much I love some of these cars. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. We're back with another video very, very soon. Like I always say, hug those kids if you got them. I miss my kids each and every day. They're grown. They're off doing great things in the world, but I do miss them. Okay? See you soon. Bye-bye.